Welcome back to my channel Adam's Adventures, and in today's video I have travelled to Derwent Dam, Peak District, to explore this fascinating area of which involved the Great Dam Busters Raid practice run site, as well partly of the lost village of Birchen Lee, otherwise known as Tin Town. Approaching the lost village of Birchen Lee, which supported for temporary workers of up to 1,000 of them building this dam. Its infrastructure included hospitals, school, canteen / pub, post office, shops, recreation hall, public bathhouses, police station, railway station, rubbish dump with an incinerator, and much else. Most of the workers was already engaged with some sort of construction and wells of Elan Valley reservoirs. Old paths here had some of the networks of railways of which majority of cases with the Peak District back in the day. I must say that this is one of the biggest infrastructures of its lifetime to be created. These reservoir areas are combined of Howden, Derwent and Lady Bower dams, of which provide the water for most of the Derbyshire, also parts of South Yorkshire as well, Leicester and Nottingham areas. It was such a mammoth task for these dams to be put together and allow such water mass to be supplied within the areas. The huge stones that formed the walls of the dam were carried along a specially created railway from the quarries at Bowl Hill near Grindleford. At one point I was in a different country, as the sandy paths gives a feeling of a different climate. As it was such a dry day, like in this video, the water flow was extremely lower than expected, otherwise you would see a much overflow of amount water going over top of the dam, which is quite rarely seen in nowadays, as most modern dams are easily contained and controlled how much water flows through the system. Just walking around this amazing nature reservoirs makes you feel in very much home, and glad that I chose to walk along one of the greatest structures of its kind. I recorded at least 16.7 miles of walking, which is far the longest I ever walked in such a distance. That gives you inspirational of loving nature surroundings. Now this whole part of the reservoirs area is owned by Northumbrian Water to provide to the people of the northeast. What a turnaround of supply of water is needed. More or less the decision was made due to the lack of investment from the local area. As you see here, this is pretty much the last remaining building foundation ruins of the local tavern of Tin Town, but there have been in some years where the dry season of the dam that the ruins of the original town has been resurfaced to see the whole outcome of the area. It didn't come up from ground this time around, but maybe in the near future I would revisit this valley once again. During the Second World War, the reservoir was used as a stage raid for the Germans' dam raids, which mostly notoriously Operation Chastis, known of Dam Buster raids of May 1943, of which the location is right, and have the similar layout of the dams that was attacked on that night. It would result of very catastrophic losses and would turn the tide of the technology of usage, which bouncing bombs on water, which was very rare back in the day. Thank you for watching this video on Derwent Dam. It's been a pleasure walking along this reservoir for a longer stretch hike, which truly nearly exhausted me out. Luckily I had a friend with me to keep my mind occupied. Stay tuned for more adventures in the near future.